What's going on, guys? This is Wyatt Vaughn with the New Orleans Junior Journalism Program. We're back Thursday, Facebook Live. I'm here with my co-hosts,
Phillip Petty
and
Chris Taylor.
And we are back, as I said, Thursday night Facebook Lives. We're back. We got a multitude of stuff to talk about today. NFL, the new football league, the Alliance Football League, NBA basketball, as well as some college basketball. Let's start it off in the NFL. Some big moves have been made in the last week since we have last talked. Mainly Kareem Hunt, who was released earlier in the season by the Chiefs for some off-the-field issues. Obviously, the video of him doing some bad things. But he has recently been signed by the Cleveland Browns. Quick thoughts. What are your thoughts on the move, Phil?
I think it's a good pickup from the Browns, but I don't necessarily think that the Browns really needed him with Nick Chubb and Carlos Hyde in the backfield, but it's certainly an upgrade for the Browns.
What do you think?
Yes, I agree. I don't think the Browns really needed him. You could never have too much power in the backfield. But, Nick Chubb averaged about almost 1,000 yards last year on the run game. So I think it's a good pickup for the Browns, without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever go wrong with picking up a running back the caliber of Kareem Hunt. Yeah. But I think the Chiefs kind of got scammed here. I mean, earlier in the season, they did the right thing, whether they were forced to release him by the commissioner or not. They did the right thing. They released him the day the video was dropped, and now they don't get the first rights to him now that he's going to be able to play again. I think the Chiefs kind of got screwed because Patrick Mahomes in his third year, Kareem Hunt's in his third year, Tyreek Hill's in his fourth year. That's a dirty offense. That's not going to be stopped by anyone.
It wasn't stopped last year.
For a long time. Yeah, it wasn't stopped without Kareem Hunt. Imagine it with Kareem Hunt. So, moving on from Kareem Hunt, there was another big move.
Yes.
Joe Flacco on the move from the Baltimore Ravens, going to the Denver Broncos. What are your thoughts on the trade from both sides?
It was very surprising when I saw the alert pop up on my cell phone. I really never thought Joe Flacco. He was their franchise quarterback. He won them a Super Bowl, and I really never thought a quarterback like Joe Flacco would be traded. But you can tell that the Ravens were ready to move on to Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. He brought him to the playoffs, won. And he looked very promising. I was a big fan of Lamar Jackson last year in the playoffs. And as far as the Broncos, it's a great pickup. I mean, you really didn't have a great quarterback. Joe Flacco is a veteran. If you do want to get your rookie quarterback in there, he can be a good teacher, a good mentor going into the future. I feel like it's a good pickup for the Broncos. And it's not that bad of a loss for the Ravens at all.
So who would be your winner and loser of the trade?
I don't think there's exactly a winner or loser, because I don't feel like the Ravens really lost a big asset to their team. I feel like it's more just, an even trade-off.
A win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation for sure. Okay. I feel like the Broncos got a good pickup. Ravens really didn't lose much.
What about you, Phil? What did you think about it?
I think it was a good trade for the Broncos. Based on last season, it showed Case Keenum, the Broncos quarterback. He wasn't a great fit in their offense. I think this is a huge upgrade for the Broncos, getting Joe Flacco, a veteran, even though he's kind of getting up there in age. But like Chris said, the Ravens moving on from Lamar Jackson, and I think this will be a new start for Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Winners, losers of the trade? Is it a win-win? What do you think?
I think it's a win for the Broncos getting Joe Flacco, because going to next season, it's going to be Lamar Jackson's second year. We're going to see what he's really made of and see he's not a bust or not.
True.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, I think it was a lose-lose. I think it was a terrible trade on both sides. I think for the Ravens, I think Joe Flacco is miles better than Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's going to be a bust. I don't think he's that good. I think the Broncos, to give up a mid-round pick for Joe Flacco, weren't that smart, because Joe Flacco has been rated as one of the worst quarterbacks in the league over the last couple of years. So I don't like it from the Broncos side. I like it a little bit more from the Broncos side, just because at least they know kind of what they're going for. They've got a good defense with Von Miller. Bradley Chubb was a great rookie last season. They just need somebody that can manage the offense, kind of just put up a few points. But for the Ravens, I don't like it. I just don't think Lamar Jackson's a passer. I think you saw it this season. They were running a high school option offense, just running the ball. I don't think he can throw the ball that well.
I feel like if you give him the right offense, give him the right plays, he can pass the ball. He showed that a little bit towards the end of that game last season. If you watched it, it was a blowout, but they started just running, different plays just to see what they could get. And he threw about a 30-yard bomb for a touchdown towards the end of the game. And I'm very confident. I've been confident in him since last year. I guess it's just my optimism about him that makes me believe it's just a win-win situation in that trade. But we all different.
Well, I just think I think when you got a team that can match up speed-wise with him, I don't think he can do much. I think if you take away his ability to run, and the game I'm really referring to here is in 2016 when he was at Louisville, he actually played against LSU in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, and I was actually at the game, and I watched that LSU defense, who had tons and tons and tons of speed, stop his running attack, and he couldn't throw because I don't think he's that great of a thrower. He threw for 59% completion percentage in college. In college, he threw 59%. Doesn't have a huge arm. I'm not seeing the passing abilities from him. They went on to score 9 points in that game. A Heisman winner scoring 9 points in a game.
Yeah, but
that's not great.
Like you said, if NFL defenses find a way to contain Lamar Jackson throughout the season, next season, and they force him to pass the ball, like you said, he's not a terrific passer. It'll be trouble for the Ravens having Lamar Jackson passing the ball.
Exactly. Very true. So moving on from the NFL, but still talking football, there is a new league, guys, the Alliance Football League. I'm sure a couple of you guys watched it out there. What did you think? Did you watch any of the games, Phil?
Yeah, I watched a few of the games. I think it's entertaining to me. With the no extra points and kickoffs, I think it's a nice league.
What about you?
I think I watched a couple. I didn't get a chance to watch any of the games, but I definitely watched each highlights. They had 4 games. They had 4 games weekly in the 10-game week, and I watched the highlights of each game, and it was very exciting. I agree with Phillip, but what I noticed, it's kind of similar to the old XFL. I don't know, a lot of y'all remember that, but it's kind of similar to the XFL. But I feel like it's a little more professional. And if you come to the talks with competing with the NFL, I think you said this, but it's the competition or the skill level of each player. It doesn't match up to the NFL in no way. I think it's just a fun game to watch, very entertaining. I like the different things that they have with the no extra points, no kickoffs, speeds up the game a little bit. It's just small things that kind of makes it different from the NFL. It makes it a little better in certain areas, but it's nowhere near as good as the NFL, I don't think.
Well, I think one thing that makes it a little bit better than the NFL, maybe, in just this certain category, they actually have a skybox referee where if they see a call on the field, and if it was obvious, they can go up, review it, and reverse the call. Would have liked that in the NFC Championship.
And then they show actually the skybox. They show a camera, and then so fans know. I mean, we understand why this call was changed, and why this call was reversed. So it gives the fans a little more insight while they're watching the game, a little more explanation. Which us fans, I know we all love that. We didn't get that in the NFC Championship, but
that was probably my favorite part of it, getting the skybox thing, because that was really interesting. Because honestly, I watched about 5 minutes of the game, and I had to turn it off. I couldn't watch it because, let me just say, if you're a fan of quality football, I don't know if this is for you. Not to say that they're not skilled, but if you're used to watching NFL and high-level college football, it's not the same, because when you watch it, the quarterbacks don't have the arm strength that the NFL guys do. They don't have the accuracy. They don't make the correct reads. Everyone on the field just looks kind of slow, and it was really hard for me to watch. And I was really excited about the league. I had already declared my fandom for the Memphis Express because they had a bunch of LSU guys, but I don't know if I'm going to be watching it.
I honestly think, like, referring to the NBA, I honestly think it's the D-League of the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, there's the D-League of the NBA.
Yeah. Which moves me on to my next point. Can it maybe challenge the NFL maybe sometime down the road? Obviously, it can't do it now. Maybe sometime down the road. Or does it want to challenge the NFL? Does it want to be more like a, as Phil said, D-League, developmental league for the NFL?
I like that D-League, developmental league type of vibe with it, because not only is it going to provide for players that may need a second chance or may need a little more development in the league. That's what they need. They need that little push. One part of their game isn't at a NFL level, at a professional scale. They need just a little push, just a little bit more help. That league could probably help them out in the end. But I don't think that it's going to ever challenge it as far as money-wise. I don't think it's ever going to challenge it. They have a few games on the NFL Network.
Yeah.
And CBS. If it comes to the point where it does challenge NFL, I think the NFL will get to the point where they'll buy it out and may officially make it some type of developmental league in the future. You never know.
Yeah, so I agree with both of you. I like it as a developmental league.
Yeah.
I think it's a good place for players to go, and develop their games, like you said. But one thing I wanted to ask you guys about this: what if?
So how they're talking about with the NBA, how the G League, if you're an elite top prospect coming out of high school, you have a chance to go play with a G League team and develop your skills with professional trainers and things like that. That's similar to that. I think that's kind of what you're saying. But I think it could be. It could. There's a possibility.
Yeah. What do you think about that if they started letting players straight from high school?
I still don't think it'll challenge the NFL, but I don't think it would be great for them to allow players straight out of high school. But I don't think it'll. I also don't think it'll challenge the NFL at all.
All right.
I don't think the NCAA will allow that either. I don't think they.
Well, it's out of the hands of the NCAA.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about, like, I don't think the NCAA wants a lot of players. I'm not even going. Yeah, just keep going.
Well, I don't. The NCAA can't.
Well, I mean, but
if the alliance allows it to happen,
well,
they're 18, 19-year-old kids. They can do whatever they want.
There's been speculation of under the table money and things like that. And
well,
I feel like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we all know, but that's things that come into play when you got another business trying to take top players from you, and that that people watch. If you see a top prospect that you're gonna want to watch him in his bowl game or his championship game, and if you don't, it's taking money away from it in the NCAA, and so they think about all that as far as business. You gotta think about the bigger picture.
All right, so moving on from conspiracy theories real quick. Moving on back to the NCAA, but basketball, college basketball. There's been an exciting week in college basketball, especially from people down here, us LSU fans.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm an LSU fan. I don't know if you guys are.
Come on. I don't even have a. Honestly, I like Kentucky, but I never really have a favorite NCAA basketball team. Just I like March Madness. I love March Madness, but you can continue.
Yeah, but as I said, LSU, who was previously ranked number 19 in the country, which is kind of odd because LSU is really not a basketball school. Yeah. They're always good in football and baseball, but this year looking really good in basketball. Went in to Rupp Arena 2 nights ago in Lexington, Kentucky, and got a 2-point win over the Kentucky Wildcats. Extremely impressive. We'll start with you, Phil. Do you think this LSU team can make a run in the tournament?
I think they can make it far in the tournament, but I don't think they will win the tournament. The reason, because I think Duke is way overpowered, but the way this LSU team is looking right now, I think they'll make it far.
Watching this team, they're a very explosive team. They're they're strong. They're tough. The defense is tough, and once you get to March Madness, I think a lot of those things come to play, and one of the guys, Javonte Smart, I've seen him play. He played against my high school team last year, and he was dominant. He was putting up buckets easily on my team. I can't even lie. And he's the second leading scorer there. I think LSU has a good chance of maybe making it to the Elite Eight without a doubt. I think they have a good chance of making it to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. I think they can go, maybe not all the way, but I think the sky's the limit for this team, because I think they've got a good mixture. Yeah. I think they've got a good mixture of the young guys, the young 5-star guys. They've got 3 freshman 5-star, Naz Reid, who's looking extremely good, although a little inconsistent, but he looks good. Emmett Williams, small forward, power forward, kind of forward stretch guy, and Javonte Smart playing point guard. But then I think they have some veteran leadership also. Cavell Bigby Williams at center, the guy who tipped it in to win the game against Kentucky, and then Tremont Waters, one of the best point guards in the league. And then I think Will Wade is also proving that he's one of the best coaches in all the league, in all the country. So I think they could be really good.
They have a good chance.
Yeah, exactly. But you mentioned Duke. Let's talk about Duke. Duke had a game. The number 2 Duke
Louisville
in the nation played against the number 16 ranked Louisville Cardinals in the country. At Louisville, down 19 with 10 minutes.
23
23 at one point, but with 9 minutes left,
Yeah.
they were down 19. Came back to win by 2 points. What a game!
It was
First of all,
it was.
And what did you see from this one, Chris?
Defense. At the beginning, they were playing. Freshmen. They come out. They don't play every game. That's the thing I see with the freshmen. They're not very consistent every game. You can see that they're dominant. They kind of start off playing off purely off talent. And when they went down 23, Zion Williams said Coach K gave him the talk. He said he don't coach losers. And they came out and played like they were winners. They came out and showed they didn't just show talent, they showed hard work. Cam Reddish hit some clutch 3-pointers. He showed that, I feel like they might go 1, 2, and 3. That's my theory. RJ Barrett, Zion, and Cam Reddish. I feel like they're the top 3 players right now in the country. You may not believe that, but I do. And if they play to their full potential and play hard on both sides of the court on defense and actually, give everything that they have and go give a full 100% every time and work hard, I feel like they're the top 3 players in the country without a doubt.
I don't know about top 3 players in the country.
Without a doubt.
We'll talk about rankings in a second. But just in terms of the Duke game, what Duke did was impressive, yes. But I've got to say, I think it was more Louisville lost that game than Duke won it.
Wow,
because Louisville had 10 turnovers in the last 9
But you
minutes.
have to say defense to get the turnovers.
No, you do. And it was impressive what they did. But Louisville just looked out of sync. They looked like nobody wanted the ball. Once Duke was even within 10 points, it looked like they kind of knew that the game was going to be over. And I was just very disappointed in Louisville in that game. But still, props to Duke. They pulled it out. What did you see in that game, Phil?
It was – at first I thought Louisville was going to win the game. And once I went to go somewhere and then came right back, and I see the game is like within 10. And I was shocked that Duke came back on them. Duke, that was a great performance in the second half of the game. In the final minutes, when they needed to be clutch, they became clutch. Like he said, Zion Williamson, he had some clutch baskets. It was a nice comeback.
Yeah.
So speaking of Zion Williamson, we're going to talk some NBA mock draft real quick.
Yeah. Has
Zion Williamson already locked up the number 1 pick, or could we have some maybe late contenders? You mentioned the other 2 guys from Duke, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, also Ja Morant from Murray State. There's a couple of other guys out there, Bol from Oregon, even though he's injured. So we'll go with you first, Phil.
I think Zion already locked up the number 1 seed. The number 1 pick. Based on what he has shown throughout the season, he's dominant, and people compared him to the next LeBron, which may be true.
I don't know about that one.
And
they've been comparing
maybe one of the next greats, but I honestly think he locked up the number 1 spot.
You agree?
I don't think he's locked up the number 1 spot. I'm not going to say it's because his talent, how he's played, anything he's done on the court. I think it's just more of who's going to get the number 1 pick. I don't think he's the next. I don't think he's as good as LeBron. I don't think his skill level, his
no
talent,
one's as good as LeBron. Let's not.
He's the greatest player of all time. You're right. My bad. I apologize. It's a sincere apology. I'm so sorry. But I just don't think his skill level, his talent is as far away as LeBron was when he was coming to the draft. And there's other players like RJ Barrett and Jay Morant from Murray State. And I think he's in the talks too. I just don't believe he's played enough competition. I think that plays a big part into it. But back into going to Zion, I just don't know who's going to get the first pick. They got the Suns, you got the Cavs. You never know who's going to get
maybe
the first
the Pelicans.
Pick. Yeah, that's what I said. That maybe the Pelicans.
Maybe Zion's a future Pelican.
Yeah. Oh, RJ Barrett. I feel like we could use RJ Barrett. I think he's a more dominant scorer.
Well, the Pels aren't doing well right now, so if we trade AD for the number 1 pick, we might get 2 of them. Maybe we get Zion and RJ.
Or the Knicks might have the first pick. So I think that's really what it comes down to. Who has that first pick? That really would determine where he'll go.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he's locked up the number 1 pick yet, but I think he's already moved ahead of RJ and Cam Reddish definitively. Yeah. I think the one guy that can catch him is Ja Morant. And the only reason I say he's moved ahead of RJ and Cam Reddish definitively is because I think they're on the same team.
Yeah.
So it's an apples-to-apples comparison of who's better, and I think we can clearly see that Zion is the best of the 3. Coach K trusts him more than anybody else. I think he's clearly the best out of those 3. But I think Ja Morant's good. People need to stop sleeping on Ja Morant. He's pretty good.
I don't think a lot of people He's really good. He put a 40 in one game.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, like, the best team they played was number 7 at Armin, and they lost. So I mean, I don't think that's the thing. I don't think they played enough good talent. Maybe if they make it to, I think they have a chance. Everybody has a chance. They have a chance of getting in March Madness. If he shows something there and shows why he should go number 1 or be a top 3 pick in the draft, I think that'll maybe change my mind in the future.
All right, fair enough. Moving on from college basketball, professional basketball, NBA. Got a big game tonight, Pels versus Thunder. But let's first talk about Anthony Davis, the situation that's going down, his trade request, obviously, with the Lakers.
Yes.
And I want to go specifically to one thing. Magic Johnson said to the media the other day that he doesn't believe the Pelicans negotiated in good faith of Anthony Davis. What are your thoughts on this comment, Chris?
Well, I heard a couple rumors about that, and I don't think you can kind of tell they never really had any true. I don't think they really wanted to trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers. At least I feel a lot of people are surprised about the Pelicans not taking that trade request that they were given with Kuzma, Lonzo, and Ingram. But I feel like if you can wait till the summer and get a player like Jason Tatum with another big man like Al Horford, I feel like you wait for that. And I feel like that's what they were kind of doing. And I don't really blame the Pelicans at all. And so what Magic Johnson said, of course he's going to say it because that's his team. But I feel like the Pelicans did the right thing when not going with that trade.
Yeah, I agree that I'm glad they didn't trade him to the Lakers for that trade because I don't really like any of the players in it. The draft picks aren't going to be that great since the Lakers are going to be good with AD and LeBron.
In the future.
But I don't agree with the comment that Magic Johnson made of negotiating in good faith of Anthony Davis. I don't care.
Yeah.
We're not negotiating for Anthony Davis. We're negotiating for the city of New Orleans, the fans of the Pelicans, and the franchise.
Yes.
I really don't care what Anthony Davis thinks of the trade. I don't care if we trade him to the Suns. I don't care if he doesn't want to go to the Suns. If that's the best offer we get, then you're going to the Suns, Anthony Davis. So I don't agree with that comment. But what did you think about it, Phil?
Honestly, didn't agree with the comment like you said, and also what both of you guys said. I'm glad that the Pelicans didn't trade him to the Lakers. I'm honestly not surprised they didn't trade him to the Lakers because they could wait till the summer. Like Chris said, we could get Jason Tatum, some guys off of the Celtics, which the Celtics have very deep
they have a lot of depth.
And also we could trade up to get the number 1 pick and all that. Yeah. So I honestly think
I think that's
the Pelicans did a good job waiting.
That's my ideal situation for the Pels. I would love. First of all, I hope they lose every game for the rest of the season so that they get a better draft pick because I think that will benefit the franchise more than if they win every single game, get the 8 seed, and get swept by, I'm not even going to say their name. But, I think Anthony Davis shouldn't play another game this season. I think it's ridiculous that the NBA is kind of making them play him because I don't think that's in the best interest of the franchise. And how can you tell us what we're going to do if it's not in the best interest of our franchise? I don't agree with that. But as I was saying, best situation for the Pelicans, I want them to trade him to New York. I'd like the number 1 pick, and I will take Zion Williamson and whoever else is out there.
Because I feel like if we do that, not only will we get – if you trade to the Knicks, you'll get probably maybe 2 lottery picks. Not, of course, yours.
Obviously not in this year. But
then you get, you get R.J. Barrett. You got
maybe Dennis Smith, a couple players on the Knicks.
LaMelo Ball coming in a few years.
We already know that the Bulls don't want to play in New Orleans. Which is
I don't know why they don't play in New Orleans, but the future's bright for the Pelicans. It's bright. Right now we're at some dark years. You got to have a couple dark years to have the bright ones. So it's bright for sure, without a doubt.
Just be patient.
Yeah, patience.
So talking about the Lakers are really in the 10th spot in the West right now. Yeah. Will they even make the playoffs? I know my answer. Yeah. But I'll go with you first, Phil.
I honestly think the Lakers would not make the playoffs with you guys. With you guys.
Oh, they got LeBron James.
LeBron James. He would not make the playoffs for the first time in
forever.
Wait, hold on. Did you know Michael Jordan didn't make the playoffs?
True.
Yeah, but
multiple times. And he got swept. I'm not swept, but
LeBron
This
won't
is
make the
first
playoffs
round.
this year. You know why? The
Okay.
Kings are in the A spot right now. The Kings
The
will
Kings-
lock on to the A spot. The
No.
Kings are looking good this season.
No.
Buddy Hill,
The Kings.
Buddy Hill,
Kings?
what's his name? De'Aaron Fox.
Darren Fox been
They're
balling.
both
He's been balling.
They
I'll give
both
him
are
that.
having
Fox
career
been balling.
seasons. And
Fox
with
been
the
balling.
rookie Marvin Bagley,
Yeah,
Kings
he's
are looking
moving.
good.
He's moving. But look,
The other
yeah, you can go. No, continue. Go
the
ahead.
other night, the Lakers lost to the Hawks.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Gosh.
I did see that. The Lakers
Oh
did.
my, the Hawks?
Yeah, I did see that. The Hawks, dude.
No.
They did lose. But look, let me tell you something, dude. I think
Say
I'm
it
gonna
with
speak
your
for me
chest.
for Wyatt. Me and Wyatt.
Well, I got something to say. But
Yeah, you can-
go
I-
ahead.
That's one man. One man on this team.
One man.
I don't know if you know him. You know him? I think you know him too. He was number 23. He got drafted to Cleveland Cavaliers, 2003, the first pick, one of the greatest picks ever chosen by any franchise
No,
in
the
any
greatest
sport.
pick.
Yes, the greatest pick ever. His name was LeBron James.
Born to glory.
Three-time NBA champion, three-time NBA Finals MVP. This man does not miss the finals. You don't miss the finals. I mean, miss the playoffs. My bad.
Oh.
You don't miss the playoffs. Not with LeBron. Not with LeBron on your team. They got Kuzma. That man's a beast when it comes down to it. He's a beast. You might not think so, but I'm a
Oh,
big
I like
fan of him.
Kuzma. I'm a fan of Kuzma.
And then we got Rajon Rondo. He's going to come clutch in the playoffs. That's going to be a big key. They're going to make the playoffs. I do give it to you. De'Aaron Fox, he's having a good season. But when you say career numbers, like their career numbers, like 20, it goes from like 10 to 20.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've had a good season. But when you got LeBron James on your team, I don't really think you can not go to the playoffs. I don't think that's in his vocabulary. Not going to the playoffs. He's Mr. Oh no, he's not Mr. Finals, but you know he's.
Well, he is Mr. Finals.
Well,
The
yeah,
last
he
eight.
is. You're right.
Whoa.
Well, but you know, Bill Russell won like 11 NBA Finals.
Wait, so since you think he's going to the playoffs this year, do you think he'll make it to the finals?
No, I didn't say all that because they got to play the Warriors. The Warriors got like 5 All-Stars.
I see you throwing shade at LeBron there. Would
Full
Michael go to the
All-Stars.
finals?
No,
Would Michael go to the finals
Michael
with his
would-
team?
No. Michael would never
Absolutely not.
be. Wait, I mean, let's see. Michael would never be Magic. Well, I guess Magic was.
Wait, he wouldn't be Magic?
No.
I honestly think
If Magic was in his prime with Kareem when they met.
The Showtime Lakers.
I think
No,
I
never.
think he could.
Never, because
Okay.
nobody would have stopped Magic. Nobody would have been able to stop Magic.
Magic. Nobody would have stopped
Kareem. Yeah, you're right.
Kareem,
Oh, James Worthy.
38,000 points.
Oh, James
Yeah.
Worthy.
They couldn't. They played against James Worthy,
Yeah.
and James Worthy was
True.
the best player in
Yeah.
that series.
But I mean, Mike's the GOAT if you say so. But okay.
Well, going back to the Lakers,
Wait.
they
You
will
say
make the
Magic is the
playoffs.
GOAT?
No, I said when I was saying Mike, you saying Mike was the GOAT, but okay, like you can even be Magic in his problem if he had to play him. But continue with the Lakers now.
Yeah, with the Lakers.
2019.
LeBron missed 18 games.
Yes,
now,
that's a big
obviously,
one.
this is barring another
Yeah.
LeBron injury.
Yeah.
That will change everything. But in those 18 games, Lakers were 6-12.
Yeah.
If the Lakers would have split those games and gone 9-9, which I would argue they would have done better than 9-9 with LeBron, they would be in the 7th or 6th spot right now.
Mhm.
So honestly, he said 8 seed Kings. I'm not worried about the Kings. The 7 seed is the Clippers. You know who the Clippers just traded away? Their best player.
Why would
They are
that
now
was-
going
that's-
into
that
tank
was a good
mode.
trade,
Oh,
yeah.
The Clippers are going into tank mode.
Oh, they
The
should.
Clippers are going to go down. They're going to beat out the Kings. And as
Clippers
long as
are
they are
retired.
not on the same side of the Warriors, they're going to the conference finals.
Shoot.
I'll tell
Hey,
you right now.
you know what? No, because you got the Thunder pretty.
Oh, no, they're beating the Thunder.
Paul George having the MVP season.
Whoa.
They're beating the Thunder.
Paul
But
George.
the think about that, I don't know who will stop Westbrook. Well, Lonzo Ball he's playing some good defense. He
Russell Westbrook stops himself when he takes 40 shots.
it's right. You're right. Same with the Rockets.
Wait,
Chris Paul gonna get hurt against
currently the Kings are not in
Sad
the correct what I said. The Kings are not in the AC right now. The Clippers are in the AC.
Yeah.
Kings are in 9 seed.
So who's in the 7th?
The
Spurs.
Spurs.
Oh wow, sad.
Yeah, so what I'm
Well,
saying
this
is
is Greg
Clippers
Popovich
are
last
tanking.
season.
Clippers are
Yeah.
going to tank.
Spurs. yeah.
So as you mentioned, Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
Russell Westbrook is on a streak right now.
Yes.
10 straight games with a triple-double.
Yeah.
There's another streak in the NBA.
30 straight.
There's 31 straight games with 30 points.
31.
James Harden. Let me ask you guys, which of these streaks is more impressive?
I'll
go.
go
Yeah,
first. I'll say the Russell Westbrook streak. Honestly, I say the Russell Westbrook streak
Yeah,
is because
that's-
James Harden.
yeah.
If you look at his stats and how he's shooting,
It's
he's
the
shooting the
same,
ball like
Harden shooting it. Harden, go.
He's not shooting the ball efficiently at all. Like,
Neither.
he's taking the other night. I remember one night against the Pels, he was 11 of 32. 11 of 32. That's not efficient. Also, Russell Westbrook is not shooting the ball efficiently.
Harden shooting 44%, Westbrook shooting 41%.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're neither of them shooting. I don't think you can put that in an argument because neither of them shooting well at all. So.
But I think
I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be mentioned because I mean, to score 30 points, 30 points is just one thing.
Well, yeah, Harden.
Chris
Paul just returned.
Any top tier player, like if you told LeBron, KD, AD to go that. Their life is on the line. You've got to score 30 points. I bet you they're going to take 30, 40, 50 shots, and they're going to get that 30 every single night. That's pretty much what James Harden's doing right now.
I mean, that's because Chris Paul is out basically since the season started, basically. And he's been having to come out and dominate, similar to how LeBron had to do last year with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I think – are you finished? I'm going to let you.
I'm finished.
All right. Well, I think Harden is – not way more impressive, but I think it's impressive because he's been doing it. He's doing it for 31 games, 30-plus points, and he's had about 2 or 3 50-point games and a 60-point game, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
And one game, I watched one game of him. Not one. I watched more than one, but I just needed to watch this one game to see that this is way more impressive. Against the Warriors, this man hit a three, the most contested three I've probably ever seen over 3 Warriors, and he just he made it. He got fouled. They didn't call a foul, and it was an amazing shot. It was an amazing shot. I might be overhyping it, but it was an amazing shot, and that right there showed me he's definitely a top scorer probably to ever play basketball. Not
V
top,
or A?
A, no, A,
okay,
A, no, not V. A, top scorer to ever play basketball.
Well, I gotta disagree with you. I don't think it's that. Obviously, it's a little bit impressive, but it's James Harden. He's a great scorer.
I mean, I think
he's taking 10 free throws a game.
Well, yeah.
And he shoots about 85% from the free throw line.
15,
so that's about
20 free throws a game.
That's about 8 to 9 points right there. So he's really only got to score 21 points from the field on about 25 to 30 shots that he's taking every night. So I'm going to go with Westbrook, even though I don't think Westbrook's is that impressive either, because I think he is the ultimate stat pattern.
Yeah.
It's really not hard to get 10 points if you're an elite NBA player. And then the assists and the rebounds, I just think he pads.
I just think it's because we've seen Westbrook. He's done this for the past 3 years. And I don't think – I'm not going to knock it and say it's not impressive and it's not difficult to do, but I just think we've seen it before. And that's why I just think Harden's kind of more impressive right now at least. But, yeah.
All right. So – before we sign off for today, big game tonight, Pelicans versus Thunder. We're going to make some predictions. First of all, we're going to have a player prediction, okay? Who, out of Paul George and Anthony Davis, has the most combined points, rebounds, and assists?
Oh, Paul George, without a doubt. Well, for one, Anthony Davis is not going to play in the fourth quarter. He's not going to play that much. They're not going to want to play him. And 2, Paul George, he's been dominant. He's looking like maybe third, maybe could argue number 2 in the MVP race this season. And of course, LeBron James is going to sneak up there after the All-Star break. But I think he's having a dominant season. He's playing a great defense. He's scoring. Last couple of days ago, he had a 40-point triple-double. And I think he's been playing dominant, so I'm going to go with Paul George. Phil?
I'm at the agree with Chris. Paul George has looked dominant throughout the season. He's probably underrated right now in the MVP race to me. I think it's Paul George because he can, over the past couple of games, he's been shooting the ball efficiently and has been scoring a lot of points. So I honestly think it's going to be Paul George.
Yeah, when you talk about his MVP thing, offense has been great, but also defense. Probably the leader for defensive player of the year,
that's all I'm about to say.
Which you guys will see next week when we do our roughly mid-season NBA
kind of All-Star break
predictions. All-Star break, we'll do it then. But I agree with you guys, Paul George. So last prediction of the night, Pels Thunder. Who wins?
Game this week.
I'm sorry.
For it.
Sorry, Pels Nation. I got to go with the Thunder.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Thunder, too.
I'm going to roll with the Thunder, too.
I've never wanted to bet against a New Orleans team, but...
No, this is good. guys, we're Pelicans fans. We want them to lose.
You're right.
We
You
need a better
do
pick.
lose, yeah.
If you guys are Pelicans fans,
And
for the
All-Star
Thunder.
game is this week. I forgot.
All-Star game
Yeah,
is
Team
this
LeBron.
week. Team LeBron versus Team Giannis.
Team LeBron.
I'm
All right,
Team LeBron.
final challenge. Can you guys say Giannis's last name?
Yes.
correctly?
Giannis is Antetokounmpo. I've been.
Ooh,
It's
all
Antetokounmpo.
right,
Yes.
Phil.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Ooh,
Antetokounmpo.
both y'all.
Can you say it?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. That's basically what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo.
I was right there.
There we go. We all got it at the end.
Yeah.
That's all
Freak.
we've got for you this week, guys. This has been Wyatt Vaughn for JRNOLA. This is Chris Taylor. This is Phil Petty. Next week, we will be back with our roughly mid-season NBA award predictions. And, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching.
Peace.
We out.